Have you ever watched something and thought, sandali, parang ako yan? Or, sandali, parang storya ko yan? Like the character was living your life, saying the words you've been wanting to say but never could. Here in the Philippines, storytelling hits different. It's not just something we watch on our screens, it's something we feel deep in our bones. When a character goes through heartbreak, betrayal, or even joy, we don't just see it, we relive it. Our own memories, wounds, and hopes come rushing back. In those moments, a story becomes more than just a story, it becomes a mirror. This talk is about that invisible but powerful thread that links actors and audiences, fiction and real life. Because in the Philippines, storytelling isn't just about escape, it's about survival, it's about healing. The impact of storytelling extends far beyond screens and stages. A study by researcher Lorna Salvador found that teleseries helped shape how Filipinos deal with family, identity, and survival. In a culture where therapy remains stigmatized and inaccessible, narrative becomes proxy. For many, teleseries have become the first language of healing. Another paper found that viewers use these shows, the teleseries, as reference points for real life decisions. When to stay, when to forgive, when to finally walk away. There was once a woman who approached an actor not to ask for an autograph or a selfie, but to thank her for saving her. She wasn't talking to the celebrity, but to the character the actor had portrayed. She was referring to the story, a reflection of her own life played out on national television. And that single moment captures something deeply Filipino. Art isn't just escapism, it is empathy in action. Stories aren't just entertainment, they are emotional lifelines. And this truth doesn't just apply to the people upon whom the story is being told, the audience. It is the same for the ones telling it, like us, actors. Story time. I remember shooting a scene once where my character confronts her father after years of silence. Off camera, I was preparing for the scene. I could feel the emotions welling up even before the director said action. Why? Because I was holding a similar conversation in my own life. And it isn't just me. I've seen co-actors walk off set in tears after scenes about loss, poverty, or abuse. Yung term na hindi makabitaw. To many, actors are seen as people who pretend for a living. But I can tell you, acting is so much more than playing pretend. It is stepping into someone else's shoes, bringing their truth to life with care and respect and without judgment. Actors don't just memorize lines. We carry lives. We carry the lived experiences of many, the pain, joy, and silent battles of the people watching at home, the broken, the betrayed, the brave, and when our characters heal, many of us do too. We, as actors, heal too. A 2021 study by the Philippine Journal of Psychology notes that empathic accuracy in acting can lead to psychological spillover, where the actor begins to feel the same emotional patterns as their character. So hindi to basta method lang. It's mirroring. And sometimes the lines blur. We question ourselves, ako na ba to o yung character? Maybe the answer is, it doesn't matter because either way, someone is being seen. what do people do after watching? Well, they write letters, they leave comments, they walk up to you and say thank you. If you're not so lucky, they might hit you with an umbrella. O di ba, at least effective ka. In academic discourse, teleseries are called cultural mirrors. They reflect hiya, utang na loob, pakikisama, OFW sacrifice, filial duty, and the quiet courage of Filipinos. When someone says, ako yan, that's when you know the story has stopped being fiction. It has become a reflection. We grew up surrounded by stories. We have alamat, may mga kwentong bayan, balagtasan, drama anthologies, teleseries, ngayon meron ng maritesan. Because narrative isn't just a pastime. It's a practice of preservation. Stories hold the collective grief, grit, and grace of a nation. The NCCA once called it a tool of resilience. It is how we store our emotions, our values, our unspoken truths. In teleseries, difficult subjects like mental health, domestic violence, parental neglect, LGBTQIA++ stories are brought into homes where they were once left unspoken. These stories speak for the silence, decode the taboo, bridge generations. Now, may I ask you something? First, think of your favorite serie or series. And was there ever a moment when a story or character spoke to a pain you hadn't even put into words yet? Story time. There was a tricycle driver who told me he watches series not because he's fond of drama, but because, in his words, and I quote, wala kasing nagsasalita sa amin eh. Pero, pag pinapanood namin yan, nasasabi niya yung gusto naming sabihin. That is connection. Meaning, emotional translation. That is representation. And representation doesn't just heal, it empowers. An article from the Inscriber magazine said, teleseries with strong female leads help women challenge gender expectations quietly but powerfully. When we see a character walk away from her abuser, lead the family, or find herself again after betrayal, we begin to believe we can do it too. In a society where gender roles remain rigid and where many women are still expected to endure, seeing a character choose herself is revolutionary. And often, revolution begins in the living room. This is the power of art in Filipino society. It doesn't just reflect the world, it dares to reshape it. There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. Maya Angelou said that, and I agree. In that quote, she captures the essence of something we've only recently come to recognize as profoundly important in our journey through life: the absolute necessity of being seen, of knowing that what we feel and experience, our pains and our joys, is also felt by others. Knowing, understanding, and watching, even when it's through a screen in a movie or a teleserye, this shared reality unfold gives us comfort, a measure of peace, and even a path forward. It keeps us hopeful in times of struggle and grounded in times of triumph. And the stories we watch on screen depicting our lives connect us with the rest of humanity by reassuring and reminding us of a fundamental truth. We are not alone. Thank you.